welcome back to a beautiful another episode of Girls Unscripted. My name is Carolyn.
My name is Kate. I was not expecting the Heidi ho, I'll say that.
Heidi hunk and ho, everybody.
It's always a surprise what's going to come out of our mouths before we're like, all right, do you want to go in? Or do you want to like start it or should I? And then one of us will volunteer and then it's really just, who knows what'll happen.
It is like a little man crawls into my head and just says whatever it wants and then leaves. It's me again. Yeah.
This episode of Girls Unscripted, we are recapping Vanderpump Rules Season 2, Episode 13, titled Bitch Slap. But before we get into that, Carolyn, Bravo has announced a gajillion new shows. Now, we are recording this on May 7th, so this was just announced today. So already we know that Bravo is coming out with a show called Next Gen NYC, which has a bunch of housewives' kids. It's like a Gen Z, whatever the fuck. And they're also doing a show called King's Court, which is like a dating show for like 3 older gentlemen. Not like old, but like older.
Wait, do we know the gentleman?
Well, one's an actor, one's a basketball player, and one's a wrestler. I don't know if you personally would know who they are, but
this is so weird. How did this get greenlit?
So it actually was a show on Peacock called Queen's Court. And so now they're making one called King's Court. And let me see. I think it's Tyson Beckford is the actor model. Carlos Boozer is the basketball player, and then Thaddeus Bullard is the wrestler. And they're like 3 handsome men, and they're dating a bunch of girls, and at the end, they will crown one as their queen. Honestly, Bravo kind of like, they released the trailer and like, that was it. Like, no one was really talking about it, so.
Interesting. I know none of those people, but I wish them all the best of luck in finding love.
But here's the good shit. Okay.
Bravo
just announced today The Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
What?
Which that had been rumored, but I'm shocked that they chose Rhode Island of everywhere. There's like 4 people that live there.
Hold on, my mind is reeling. Okay, do you have more?
3 more.
Okay.
The Ladies of London, which I think was originally Real Housewives of London, but now it's just Ladies of London.
It was always Ladies of London, so it's coming back.
The Valley Persian style.
What?
Which I'm assuming is maybe like a Shah's of Sunset type thing.
It's gotta be.
And then this one was also rumored. I'm glad it's actually happening. Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I've got to get this all straight in my head.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm going to start with Rhode Island. Rhode Island. But I remember when they announced Salt Lake City, I was like, that's so dumb. Why would they go there? And it's turned out to be such a gem. So there's got to be something in Rhode Island. I can't even like, I know nothing about Rhode Island, so this will be interesting for me.
Let me tell you something. There's drama because when this was rumored, our friend Christy is from Rhode Island. And her mom knew about these rumors, and her mom was like, girls, there is so much that's going on Rhode Island. So I think maybe because it's like such a small area, like it could be juicy.
Okay, that's insider info. Okay, now I'm a little more excited about that. King's Court, interesting, but I'll pass, pun intended. Okay. The wife swap. What? How would that even work? With who? There are no wives left. They are no longer wives.
So the rumor that I heard, they're planning on swapping Melissa Gorga and Angie K.
What?
Well, okay, I don't know if that's who would be swapping. Here are the 4 wives that are discussed. Melissa Gorga, Angie K, Emily Simpson, and Wendy Alsefo. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
And we don't know who would swap with who. I mean, I'm excited for this, but I also have this weird feeling that it's not going to be as exciting as we think.
I think it'll be a little like scripted,
it's going to be really campy, and like it's just going to be Melissa being like, oh, we gotta cook the meatballs, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna do this house Jersey style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm fucking sat. I don't even care. I will be watching.
All of it's fantastic. They've been needing some new shows for a minute now. I've been running the well dry, so that's a lot of great information for me.
Yeah, so very exciting stuff, but let's stop talking about the future, okay? Let's go to the past.
Let's maybe rewind a little bit. Oh my God. It's 2013, 14 again?
Somewhere in there.
And man, is it a time to be alive.
Not for Kristen Doute.
For everyone except Kristen Doute.
So this episode starts out with Katie, Stassi, and Christina Kelly getting smoothies. And I mentioned this in the Valley episode that there was something that I totally didn't realize that happens in this episode. I did not remember that Jax admitted to sleeping with Kristen to both Stassi and Lisa together off camera.
Yeah, me too.
So this episode starts with Stassi filling in Christina and Katie of like, he fucking told us. He admitted to it.
That's how good this show is because like that happened off camera. They have to have cameras up at all times with these people to catch every fucking thing that goes on.
Literally. Stassi knows all the details. They did it twice. They were watching Drive. She went down on him. He returned the favor. Then they had sex. Christina Kelly is like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Christina Kelly has no tolerance for this bullshit.
No, she's had little tolerance for Kristen for a while now. And now it is done.
And needless to say, Kristen is fucking cooked, dude. She is done for. Stassi said that she wants to wrap a dildo in acid and give it to Kristen as a present. Kristen is in for a rude awakening.
Stassi wants to ruin her life, crucify her, end her. I mean, every word that you could do that's alarming, I think Stassi said in regards to Kristen.
Exactly. And before, this episode had me cracking up the way that they edited it, because before Kristen is confronted, every scene it's like Stassi like, I'm gonna ruin Kristen's life, and then it cuts to Kristen being like, doo-doo-doo, I hope one day I can be a famous actress. It's like they make her seem so unsuspecting throughout the whole episode. Like, the only reason we're seeing so much about Kristen's acting career is because they want to make it seem like she truly has no idea, but she really had no idea that this was going to happen.
I liked in my mind to think that Tom and Kristen were like begging production to be like, will you show a little bit of our acting stuff? Like, just to have a couple scenes of us doing like this, you know, to promote our acting stuff.
Yeah.
And then like we had that in the editing scene. In my mind, I like to think that's how it went.
I would not put that past them either.
Yep.
So yeah, we just see Kristen like fucking with her resume or whatever. Then we go to Sir, and Stassi and Lisa have every conversation Stassi has this episode is about the whole Jax and Kristen thing. It is interesting because you and I have been watching Vanderpump Villa. Isn't it like crazy to see this conversation between Stassi and Lisa and like to where they are now on Vanderpump Villa?
Yeah, I mean they've come a long way. Well, Stassi's grown up a lot, but I did I did LOL that Lisa was like in such a hurry, having such a busy day. Like, okay, I got to go, you know, in her car trying to leave, and Stassi's like, "Can I see you?" And she's like, "Wait, what?" Like she had to remember, like, oh, about last night? Are you still upset about that? Like she was acting as if like
about this groundbreaking information you just received.
Oh, you're still thinking about it? Oh, you're still mad. Oh, it's because you know she did it now. Like it was like the thing she was saying, like, yes, Lisa. Obviously, Lisa, she's upset about last. What are you talking about?
Well, because guys can do no wrong.
Guys can do no wrong.
But also, speaking of guys doing no wrong, I kind of do understand Stassi being more mad at Kristen than she is at Jax. Like, I'm not saying I agree with that, but it is expected of Jax. And they do talk about that throughout the episode. Like, Kristen was her best friend. Jax was her shitty ex-boyfriend. Like, I think I would be mad at both of them, but I understand she's like, I need to keep Jax in my good graces to get information out of him.
It was, I loved her analogy of a plea deal because that's exactly what he took. He admitted to it, and we'll get to it when he agrees to go be an informant essentially for the mission. Like he knew his time was up and he held up his hands. And what Kristen did was like a horrible thing to do, but I think it was also more that she lied about it for so long was encouraging. I mean, we got an A, B, C, and D of why it was messed up.
And made everyone feel so bad for her about all this stuff with Tom and Ariana. It's like, it's just the way that she could lie is psychotic.
Then she was encouraging her to get back with him while she was sleeping with him. I mean, like, all of the details are actually what make this just even more unbelievable. Like, what?
Yeah.
The entire time? Oh, we'll get there. When Ariana finds out, I also LOL'd.
Oh, great scene. Yeah, so first we do a little boys' night at the Palm restaurant where Jax is out for his birthday, and he's there with the usual suspects, everyone except for Sandoval, basically. And then there's two other random guys, one being Matt Cutshaw, who I've talked about throughout this. He's a busser at Sir.
You haven't talked about it. What have you said about him?
Yeah, I talked about him because I met him at emo night and he like filmed me.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah, sorry.
He's
emo
like
night guy.
He's like an internet personality guy.
Got it.
And it's just crazy now to be like, holy shit, he literally was a busboy at Sir. The other guy that was there, I recognized him. He's still friends with Jax, and I think he's a manager at Jax's Studio City.
Oh,
Even though
really?
he had no lines, I'm like, I fucking know that guy just from episodes of The Valley.
Just from life. Oh, interesting.
He just looks familiar. They're, having their little boys' night thing. Tom Schwartz asks Shay to get a tattoo of Sheena on his ass because then he would get one of Katie on his ass, which means Tom Schwartz has had this Bubba tattoo planned for a long time.
It's been up here. It's been brewing.
Then things are going great until Stassi walks in and decides to crash boys' night.
To be fair, he has crashed Stassi's birthday parties in the past. So it really did.
And say that.
And when he was like, why are you here? I mean, based on what you did, she had the right to do the same thing, yo.
She drove 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You drove 5 hours to Vegas to crash her birthday in a sweater.
In the summer, in a sweater. Make it make sense.
This is where Stassi reveals to everyone, all the guys that are there, that Jax fucked Kristen. And Peter is up in arms over this.
He is so sincerely befuddled that it seems fake. Like, it's for him to be like, what the hell are you thinking?
It did almost seem fake, but I do think that was his genuine reaction.
But by the end of it, I was confused because they were like, fine with it. They're like, you just gotta let him give you a good old punch in the gut or something. And I was like,
maybe they did know.
Dudes, did they know?
Because Schwartz doesn't say a word. Schwartz is just like, hey, it's his birthday, be nice, which I'm like, shut the fuck up, Schwartz. But I do think if it was their first time hearing it, Schwartz would probably be like, wait, what? Like, I think people would have more questions.
My God, it's giving such Scandival of Tom knowing. I didn't even put this two and two together, of Tom knowing and just not saying anything. Because you're right.
I don't think that he knew for a long time. I think like before that dinner, I think after Jax told Stassi, he probably told the guys.
Yeah. Oh, here's what it was. Stassi told Katie, obviously, and Katie's going to tell Tom. Duh. So he already knew going into it, would be my assumption. But anyways, I thought it was so funny. Peter was cracking me up. What the hell are you thinking?
And he says, that's what separates me from the animals.
Oh my
I don't
God.
need to sleep with everything that crawls into my bed.
That's such a good quote. Such a good quote.
So then Stassi and Jax have like kind of like a one-on-one chat. This is where we get his infamous quote, "You're no angel either, sweetheart."
Yeah.
Which is annoying. They're arguing. Jax says something fucked up to Stassi. Now, here's the thing. When we watch these simultaneously with The Valley, I'm noticing different things that I may not have noticed the first time. Did you catch that when Stassi goes to get up, he is grabbing onto her arm, yanks her back, and they're zooming in on his hand, grabbing her arm.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like this. It was scary to me. And I feel like now that I know his true colors, like I'm seeing he's always been this bad.
Well, and again, it was in a situation where he lost control because she was walking away. And like I don't even know, did he say it this episode, another episode? He told it to Lisa. Lisa and Stassi are the only ones that can put him in his place. And when she was walking away, he was like losing control. Meh, meh, meh. Yeah. Like it was like, must regain it. And he flipped on a dime. Yep. He was like suddenly saying everything she wanted to hear, suddenly saying, I love you, I respect you, I will do this for you. When 2 seconds ago, he was going, look, you're no angel, sweetheart. I mean, it's that type of flip that is startling personality-wise, that I would just be like, you don't know what you're going to get. When they say that about Jax, this is an example.
Literally, it's so spot on. It's crazy. So basically Jax and Stassi are plotting Kristen's demise, but Kristen's in the studio editing her acting reel.
Oh my God, the sex scene was amazing. I love how he was like, it's just the back of your head. He's like, we can't use this. It's just.
Did you know that Sheena filmed a sex scene and she's topless and like getting banged, and I've seen it.
What? How? What?
It was I heard about it, so I'm a fucking freak. And
no, you've seen it?
Yeah, it was on like one of those like fucking like Cinemax things where it's like they only show the boobs.
Yes, I've auditioned for those shows, and I backed out. I literally backed out when I learned how much nudity there was in them, because it's essentially porn. You're fucking a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's like it is acting, but
you gotta be really naked. Yeah, that's okay. So I've heard that she was in one of those.
So yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's what Kristen was doing, but whatever. Anyways, I felt like the sex scene that they made Sandoval watch was kind of like foreshadowing for like what actually went down the episode, which was kind of funny.
Again, I just like them pleading like, well, and maybe you can show like us editing the reel and like therefore then you can show her reel. So like we get some airtime. I just see Tom's mind behind all of this.
Please, man, this is our only chance.
Yeah, like you said it was going to be about us being actors and where's the acting part?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, you're spot on. Except Tom wouldn't want Kristen to have so much screen time. He would want him to have some screen time too.
That's
He'd be
true.
upset.
That's true.
All right. By the way, what are we halfway through the episode? There's still a good 25 minutes left, and we are already at the ambush, the Kristen Doute ambush at the Beso restaurant. Which, first of all, don't do anything having to do with Beso or Besos. Things never go well. Remember Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Lisa Barlow's Besos party. There was lots of drama. Just stop doing things at Beso, okay?
Yeah, and I forgot that this didn't happen in Sir. I thought for some reason the slap always happened in Sir, but no. We were out amongst real people. Yeah. We were among the, what do they call it in Harry Potter? Muggles.
I'm not the person to ask Harry Potter questions.
Well, clearly I'm not either. But anyway, so I was like, oh my God, we're out in the wild. This is amazing.
So they're setting Kristen up for an ambush, and literally everyone is there. Like, this is an ambush in its truest form. It's like a surprise party, but it's like not a good surprise. Like, everyone knows the truth. I wrote down, this proved to me, if I didn't already know, Stassi could lead an army.
Oh.
The fact that she's got these people backing her is insane.
Everyone came there. Everyone willingly said, hey, I'm going to go to this restaurant to watch Kristen get fucked by Stassi. Yep. And just like, Kristen deserved it. Yeah, all that stuff. But I mean, like, I don't know if I would feel comfortable going in being like, okay, and we're now about to watch Kristen's world fall apart in this restaurant. Like, for everyone to do it, that is a little traumatizing. But what she did was traumatizing.
I do think they all were just so fucking done with Kristen because of the way that she had been acting.
Yeah, I
agree.
Maybe
they were just like, fuck it. Like, she deserves this.
Totally.
Or they were also in their early 20s and were like, wow, I want to be there for this drama. This is good tea.
Yeah, this is good tea. It's going to happen regardless. Who cares if one more person sees it?
So Kristen is going there thinking that they're just discussing their friendship. Like, because basically they just got off of a huge fight at Sir where Kristen was ambushing Ariana, yelling at Ariana, and Stassi was kind of like, Kristen, stop, like siding with Ariana. So Kristen just thinks they're there to discuss like her relationship with Tom and how it's affecting her friendship with Stassi. So Kristen truly has no idea that Stassi knows anything. And it was just, everything about this scene deserves to be studied.
Yeah.
How it was so perfectly formed. Stassi has this long monologue and then she just pauses and goes, and you banged my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Chills went up my spine. And then Kristen says, who's your ex-boyfriend? Who's your girl? You expect me to believe this whole episode we were working on your acting? Yeah. And that's the show you're about to put on for us?
Yeah, exactly. Don't put that in your sizzle reel, bitch. Like, we got to do better.
Horrible acting. So Kristen is absolutely caught. This moment is a Renaissance painting, okay? The way that Jax is standing up, like on the thing.
Arm against the pole.
way Tom is just off to the side with his beer.
Yeah.
Kristen's confused face. Stassi's calm demeanor. And then every single other Sir employee sitting in the audience watching.
Yes, you're so right. Someone needs to reenact this. Like Nathan Fielder. Like, someone's got to do it.
Or Shakespeare.
Or literally the Bard. Yeah, he should do it.
Sandoval doesn't believe it. And I kind of understand them not reacting right away, especially Sandoval, because Jax has been a real shitty friend to him. And if Sandoval is going to say everything Jax says is a lie, because that's what Sandoval's been saying these past couple episodes, right? Jax has been saying, yes, Sandoval hooked up with Ariana, and Sandoval's like, everything out of Jax's mouth is a lie, even though Jax was telling the truth. Sandoval can't now say Jax is telling the truth about the whole Kristen thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, there were points given for this because the logic didn't add up. And the logic still doesn't add up for me now, to be honest, because I'm like, okay, his reaction was odd. If his defense is Jax has been lying this whole time, you know that he hasn't been lying this whole time, that you have been hooking up with Ariana. So why is that your defense? I wonder if he knows.
Well,
I don't think so, but it was just a crazy theory that I had because he didn't go apeshit. Now he does the next episode, and maybe he's just soaking it in. But for him to really not believe it, why would he so not believe it when the guy's telling you to your face?
he's an actor. I think he knew my outward story is that I did not cheat on Kristen with Ariana, and I want to look like the good guy. So I need to believe that this is a lie. I think he was buying himself time so he could have that big moment where he stands by Kristen and punches Jax in the face. I think it was all calculated.
And he almost did it. He almost did it, but you know what got him? His fucking ego on the way out the door is when he cracked, because the only thing that was upsetting about this to him was that it wasn't done in private. Tom is so obsessed with his image that that's the only thing he really cared about. Is that it was said in front of people. That's what he got upset about. He didn't get upset that Kristen might have slept with his friend.
I will say, I do think he kind of made a good point, though, there. He says to Jax, if you're such a good friend, why didn't you tell me?
Well, I don't think Jax has ever claimed to be a good friend. Jax saying they aren't good friends. I mean, no, I agree. Obviously, in any normal world situation, this should not be done in public, let alone a restaurant, let alone on national TV, let alone all of this. But I know, this was a new playing field for stuff like this to go down, so I guess they didn't really know the rules. But for whatever reason, Jax does not give a fuck about
doesn't
Tom.
give a fuck, which is psychotic. Stassi and Kristen are kind of going back and forth. Kristen says, fuck you, and that's what triggers Stassi to backhand her. I noticed no one really flinched when Stassi backhanded Kristen. They all were probably just in shock. It wasn't until Stassi grabbed her drink and threw it in Kristen's face that people then got up to pull them apart. And I was dying at Kristen being like, I'm gonna sue.
Oh my God. It was when Kristen started fighting back that I think people were like, whoa, our little scrappy little limbs flailing. It was making a scene. Suddenly they had to leave the restaurant at this point.
So as Kristen's leaving, she offers to take a lie detector test. Jax offers to show.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. Jax, and you know what? She'd probably pass.
Yeah.
Because she is so good at calm. I don't know. Jax offers to show the text between him and Kristen, and then they leave.
That's that. It's been done.
We have the quick scene after that of basically all the girls out to lunch, cheersing and celebrating the fact that Stassi punched Kristen in the face.
Ariana is as if she's back in a boys' club with her relaxed posture in a green room somewhere, being like, oh yeah, Jax and Kristen? Jax, if you didn't see my face, it was a very exaggerated face, but she was
absolutely
thrilled.
Dumbfounded, and you knew that was her first time hearing that.
Yeah, she was, because she was pumped. She was like, this is amazing for me.
It is great redemption. She says, so you're telling me that Kristen has been accusing me of fucking Sandoval all the while she's been fucking Jax? That's crazy.
And it gets people so much not on Kristen's side that they're saying, Ariana, I don't care that you fucking made out with Tom. Who cares that you lied? Because in comparison, she looks like a saint compared to this.
Yeah, exactly. Then we also have a quick scene at Sir where basically Lisa is finds out that Stassi punched Kristen, and she's just like, this is going to ruin the restaurant.
Well, and then she says something crazy, which just says, don't get mad, get even, just go shag Tom, which I was like, okay. I know it was a joke, but was it?
Okay, I won't get too into it, but this was a couple years ago. I had a lot of friend drama where...
Oh, I remember.
A good guy friend banged a good girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. While he was engaged to someone else. It was so dramatic. We made a joke to the girl that got cheated on and was like, just fuck his best friend. And then she did. And that made things worse. And we were like, damn, bitch, we didn't expect you to actually go do it. So you got to be careful with what you say.
Yeah, even if you're just throwing it out there, someone might catch it.
Yeah, she fucking caught it all right.
Damn, if you know what I mean.
She caught that D? Anyways, we pop over to Tom and Kristen's. They're kind of joking around about moving away. They're discussing how Kristen got punched. Kristen's like, yeah. Kristen's acting like she just got hit by a car, which honestly,
got hit by Rocky.
She did get punched in the face, so whatever. And Kristen is still denying it, and it was cracking me up. Sandoval's like, Jax is the most disgusting dude in the world. He's fucked so many nasty people. This is just so unbelievable. I'd literally have to see it to believe it. I can't even imagine it. I do actually, when I saw this, I'm like, maybe he didn't know, because it's not even the fact that Kristen cheated on him. It's the fact that Kristen cheated on him with Jax. He is disgusted by Jax. Jax. He knows so much about Jax that I think that he is so grossed out of the fact that, like, and we see this at the beach day, like, that she could have done something with Jax and then, like, kiss him. Like, he wants no relation to that.
I just love, that he, like, goes down different hallways of, like, well, maybe she could have done it. No. The one that keeps shutting the door on it is, well, but he's gross. So there's no way he could do it because he has, like, bad breath. Like, his penis doesn't smell. Like, that's not how this works. Like, literally, you can do lots of things.
And the whole time, Kristen's just like, oh my God, Tom, stop. Ew. Tom, ew, stop. That's gross. It's like, okay, Kristen, you are making yourself look so guilty.
Yes. Sometimes I just don't understand what's going on in Tom's brain. Like, I wish he had a little Inside Out character so I could, like, talk with and be like, so what are you thinking right now? And, like, what? His rationales are wild to me.
They should make an Inside Out movie where it's just
Vanderpump
Rules peoples, because, like, everyone would have their own thing.
Yes, it'd be perfect.
That's your next TikTok, which, by the way, Carolyn, that TikTok you posted this morning was so funny.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
it was amazing.
That.
That shit better go viral.
Thanks, hon. We'll see.
You've been killing it.
Thank you.
So then we go to Sir. There's just, like, a lot of back and forth of, like, just people filling Lisa in. Jax basically has a, like, I told the truth, so why is everybody still yelling at me type of convo with Lisa. And Lisa just says, where you put your dick affects my business.
Yeah.
But Lisa, you want that. Like,
yeah,
let's be real.
she's stoked.
Then the girls go to Melrose Tanning Company, which, first of all, Stassi has seriously no problem with getting fully naked on camera, which does surprise me.
I wouldn't either with a body like that.
She is hot.
I'd be like, ayo, yeah, Cinemax, here I come, you know?
She really is hot. And they're still just yapping about Kristen. Like, they're leading up to this beach day, and it's just all Stassi can talk about is Kristen.
Yeah.
Pretty much it. Then they get to the beach. They're in Malibu, okay? So just so you guys know, it might not look that far on a map, but even if you're in, like, West Hollywood, that's at least an hour.
Yeah, you can't just pop by to Malibu.
You don't just pop by to Malibu unless your name is Tom Sandoval.
Yeah. Oh, my car just wound up here since I'm here.
So obviously they're talking all about Jax and Kristen, which is Jax is there. By the way,
Jax is there.
So
he is there.
Sweet little Matt, the busboy, he's asking the real questions. He goes, why is it okay for Jax to be here and for Kristen to not be here? And now I do think it's one thing for them to be less mad at Jax, right?
Yeah.
But he's still invited out to the beach day as if he's not 50% at fault for this.
Yeah, I know. And there is definitely a double standard here. But I mean, Stassi has her reasoning, and she says it straight to his face, like, look, he's a horrible person. I know that. We know what we're getting with Jax. Like, with Kristen, I didn't know she was this horrible of a person. That's surprising to me, so, I mean, whatever. It all did happen to Stassi, so I guess if she's fine with Jax there. I think that's crazy. I would not then be inviting Jax to my beach days, but just me. It's just everyone has their own preference.
Right, yeah. Just that normally, I typically wouldn't invite that person out. But this is where Jax is claiming that he was never really friends with Tom Sandoval to make it seem like less of a big deal, which it's like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
But he does say in a confessional, if I was sorry, I would have done it once, but I did it twice.
That sent chills down my spine.
Dude, he's really something.
That's like Silence of the Lambs shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is creepy as fuck.
So then Sandoval stops by, in quotes, at the beach day. And the first thing he says was, Jax, can I go through your phone? Which, as he should. I mean, I don't like Tom Sandoval, and he's a shitty person too. But in this specific situation, he should go through Jax's phone.
He's got to see the light, man. Yeah, he's got to get the news.
So he reads the text, and it's basically Kristen telling Jax, like, delete this message after I send it to you. She's devising a plan to make sure no one ever finds out. So Sandoval is like, okay, it really did happen. The details we get from this scene is that they only used protection one time and that they never kissed during either of those times.
If you're not watching, I have my hands covering my face right now because I couldn't believe when they were saying this. I was like, I definitely don't remember this part, but I don't know if I'm glad that I do now or upset that I do. It's one of the two.
Yeah. It's like I want all the details, but I also don't ever want to think about this ever
They
again.
didn't kiss the entire time. And the protection thing, what? I mean, you best believe the sheet got some points for this.
Thank God.
Thank God. There's justice somewhere.
Jax has absolutely no remorse and does even say at one point, like, what do you want me to do? Sit here and cry about it?
Yes, maybe.
Like, maybe
Perhaps.
show like that you're sorry a little bit.
Yeah.
But Jax doesn't see why it's a big deal because in his mind, Tom cheated on Kristen. So what's the difference? 'Cause you're friends? You
There's
were
so many
roommates?
differences, Jax. There's a lot of differences. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So then the episode ends where Tom leaves the beach. He drove a good 2 hours to have a 10-minute long conversation.
That he could have been sent via screenshot. But
This could have been an email.
it was almost too much for the sheet this week, so I did the best I could.
You know what? We support you in everything you do. Lay it on us.
Okay, so Jax admits, now this is off camera, but it's, brought to our attention, that Jax does admit to sleeping with Kristen twice after lying about it for years and years, and this whole shebang. I gave him and Kristen numero cincos. I gave them 5s. Because I'd say debatably this is one of the biggest reveals we have on Vanderpump.
The whole
Period.
series, I agree. I think it's the second biggest reveal to Scandival.
Yeah, me too. Well, okay, so then again, I just gotta be fair. All right, Stassi did threaten things, okay? She says she wants to dip a dildo into acid and insert it into Kristen to tear her insides out. I had to give her a point for that. It was concerning to me.
Yeah. Her mind goes weird directions.
Totally. Stassi crashes Jax's birthday dinner only because I gave Jax a point for doing it to Stassi. I had to give Stassi a point for doing it to Jax. So she did show up to his dinner uninvited, fair is fair. Now, during this confrontation, Jax tries to say Stassi deserved the cheating, which is what made her almost get up and walk away, which made me give Jax a point because that was weird.
Yeah.
And then Stassi plans the most maniacal reveal in front of everyone with Jax there for backup, publicly ambushing Kristen, crucifixion style. I did give all of this a 3 at least, because it was just a big to-do. And I know maybe she deserved it. That's fine. It was still a lot. Kristen denies sleeping with Jax in front of Jax, saying she did it. I gave her a 3 as an audacity of what? He's saying it to you, in front of you. Whatever. Tom is assuming Jax is lying because he's lied about other stuff recently, which doesn't hold because he knows that Jax wasn't lying about that stuff because it was about him and Ariana, ? I just gave him a point for this, but I did have to call it out like you did.
How long does it take you to do this stuff? Because I'm like, the way you know what? I actually don't even want to know.
I just want to be fair, okay? Stassi calls Kristen a dirty fucking whore, then backhands her and throws her a drink. Now, I can't give her a 5, but I will give her a 4. Okay, that was.
Wow.
I can't condone violence. I can't condone
Though
violence.
justified, violence is never the answer.
Exactly. And then Kristen yells she'll take a lie detector test that she was just weird to say when you've done it. So I gave her a point there. Girls are mean girling. Oh, the next day they were all celebrating the violence. So I can't recruit that. So I did have to give everyone else a 1. That was there. Kristen acts like she's been hit by Rocky himself. I gave her a 2. Kristen still denies sleeping with Jax. I gave her another 1. Jax has capital N-O, no, remorse for sleeping with Kristen. I gave him a 3. Jax and Kristen didn't use protection one of the times that they slept together. I gave them both a 3, because what the fuck.
Yeah.
And then
Irresponsible.
Yeah, be responsible at least. Jax is really rude to Sandoval about the whole thing. He's really mean to Sandoval even though he slept with his girlfriend. So I gave him a 3 for that. And Jax said, you cheated on her, what's the difference? To Tom, his best friend, with whom he slept with his girlfriend, another 1. So there are a lot of points for Stassi here, but I will say it's because I can't condone violence. And some of the stuff she does is maniacal crazy. That's why I love her. That's also why she gets points.
Although she's valid and she is a woman scorned, that doesn't mean you kill your husband. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you can't do capital murder. So for this episode, we have Jax winning by a hair. He has 16 points. Kristen is right behind with 15 points. And Stassi's there at 10 points, okay? Then we have Sheena, Schwartz, Katie, and Ariana each getting a point. So for the totals of where we are, And
Wait, why did Ariana get the point again?
Because she was mean girling about the violence at the thing.
Okay.
I just gave them a point. They can't laugh about hitting someone. In my book, it's my court, so I gotta be fair.
It's your rule.
Not that I don't agree with it. Again, not that I wouldn't be laughing too.
No, that's Carolyn's rules.
I gotta be nice. Okay, and I don't like mean girling in general. I just don't like it. Okay, so in last place we have Ariana with 18 points, and second to last we have Katie with 19. Then we have Schwartz with 21. Then we have Sheena. We've kind of forgotten about Sheena at 24. In fourth place, we have Stassi with 47. Third place is Sandoval with 51. Second place is Jax at 65. And in first place is Kristen with 85 points.
Oh my God.
I don't know if Kristen can come back from this.
She's gonna take it this season.
Jax
100%.
would have to do something insane next episode, and I kind of remember what happens, and I don't think he does
I
it.
think he plays the victim now, and it's just like I told the truth. So,
But Kristen does also say to tell the truth, so she might not get as many points next episode. So it might be closer than we think. I don't know.
We'll see. It's funny. Yes, Sheena didn't really have much this episode, but I did clock one thing, and it's not sheet worthy, but it's an honorable mention where they were all at that Beso restaurant for the Kristen Doute ambush.
Yeah.
But the moment that Kristen and Sandoval walked up the steps, Sheena went right over to them and was like, "Did you see my ring?"
Yes, that was very funny.
And we're like, "Sheena, that is not what we're here for right now.
Sheena.
There's an ambush happening."
Yeah, read the bulletin. That does not come up now. Now is crucifixion time. Jeez.
God, this is such a great season. We mentioned this in our Valley episode. I'm not really sure when this Vanderpump episode is going to air, but once Carolyn and I hang up off the Zoom, we're going to an early screening of the Vanderpump Villa reunion, and we're going to meet Lisa and Stassi. So we should probably go get ready for that.
We gotta go get beautiful and put on fun little villa outfits.
Yes, we're going to the villa.
Yes.
But thank you all so much for listening and seriously for going on this journey with us. It has been so much fun. Not fun for Kristen Doute, but fun for us.
Fun for everybody else, and we're not done. I think we have one more and then some reunions, so stay tuned, Gabbers.
And until next time.
Until next time, bye.